So lockdown 2.0 is about to begin again in Britain. It makes me feel mad, but at the same time, I'm not going to pretend I understand why they're doing it, because I don't. All I can see is the endless destruction, disruption, isolation, depression, anxiety, lack of fitness, suicide, cancers going unchecked, disease going unchecked, illness going unchecked, and clearly no effect on the virus. It's always worth saying a few things about a virus. I'm no scientist, I'm no doctor. Is COVID real? Yes. Is it happening? Yes. But here's what we know about viruses. One, there's only ever been one disease we've eradicated in humanity's history, and that is smallpox. The rest of it was never eradicated. The rest of it has never been brought really under permanent control. Bubonic plague still pops up every year in different places in the earth. So to put all their hopes and dreams and futures in a vaccine is complete and utter nonsense. Will a vaccine cure people from COVID-19? No. Will it prevent people getting it? No. Will it be here anytime soon? Highly unlikely, if history is anything to go by. And in the meantime, well, for example, just the other day I had to take my pay a visit to the hospital in Manchester, St Mary's Hospital, and I can tell you this right now, it was like a ghost town. There was no one there. There was no massive queues like there normally is. There was no hordes of people like there normally is. There was no one there. Every chair had been taken out of the hospital, so you couldn't sit down, so you couldn't do anything. You were being actively discouraged from getting medical treatment. And in the meantime, we, you, I, everyone has been asked to stay at home again for another 4 weeks, which they say could become 6 weeks, which could become 8 weeks, which could become longer than the first lockdown. In other words, the government has no idea what they are doing. But here's a real question. Who is running the country? I don't think it's news to you or news to me that whatever goes on anywhere else, Boris Johnson will jump up and do the same. We are faced with probably one of the most hopeless individuals that I have ever experienced in my 57 years of life as a Prime Minister. We know if another Prime Minister says something, he will do that. We know that if his scientists say do it, he will do that. We know that if they say do this, he will do that. Unfortunately, we're in a position where we have a leader that gives us no leadership within the country that he was appointed to lead. Here is a man that is continually chasing scientists who are clearly having their orgasmic glory day and the finest possible moment chasing a virus. And can science eradicate this virus? We are being taken for fools. And mentally, psychologically, we as human beings are being abused. The fact remains that more people die from different things than die from COVID-19. We know the human beings that COVID-19 are attacking. We know the age ranges. We know the health conditions. We know there are certain sections of society that this is killing. We know that for a fact. Yet, wouldn't it be better to look after and protect the vulnerable than lock down the whole of society? Yet, interesting again, those that become super spreaders, those places like universities and schools are being allowed to remain open. Where the places where it is almost highly unlikely, like swimming in a chlorinated swimming pool, is deemed as dangerous. What a ridiculous, what a scandalous situation. And where's it going to go next? We have seen young people being chased, being beaten, being thrown on the floor, being jumped all over by half a dozen police and handcuffed, thrown in the back of a van. Why? For meeting other young people. Singing is banned. Dating is banned. Dancing is banned. Being in public is banned. Travelling is banned. But it's interesting that those whose life this doesn't really affect, those who are busy making more science, those who are busy meeting and chatting and chinwagging within the political arena, their lives are not affected while our lives are. I may be the exception, but I have yet to meet someone who has had this COVID-19. That doesn't mean it isn't happening, but I haven't met anyone. In 7 months, I've met no one. It's a shocking state of affairs. Yet the government will still be collecting their taxes from the vaccines that are being bought and sold. They will still be collecting their taxes from the face masks that are being bought and sold. They will still be collecting their taxes from all the other things like the plastic sheets that are being bought and sold. And of course, hiring more and more police not to fight crime, to arrest people for walking down the street getting fresh air. The things that keep us fit and healthy are now banned. Gyms. How ludicrous to keep a nation in a state of unfitness during this period. It's shocking. There's a big difference between walking around the park and going to a gym and doing something more physical. These are shocking times that are creating a true divide between rich and poor. Because by the time this government has finished with this, and other governments have finished with this, there'll be a chasm so great between the rich and the poor that you might find it impossible to recover. These are truly dangerous times. These are times when possibly people like myself will be rounded up and arrested for speaking our opinion. We gave power to these people not to be powerful, but we gave them that power to manage the country, to manage society, and to make sure the things that we don't want to do are looked after. Yet we are being physically and mentally abused on a scale like never ever seen before. We are being told we cannot look after ourselves. We are being told we do not have the right to manage our own health. We are being told that we are incapable of making ourselves safe. We are now getting 16-year-olds on doors of shops who are demanding to know who we are entering the shop with. They are saying they are making us safe and secure and keeping us fit and healthy while keeping us in the worst possible state. We have become incapacitated by the mass media, and we become passive through the smartphones that have created this softer, passive, more tolerable mind. Where are the voices that speak up? Where are the people that speak up? Where are the people on the streets? Everybody says, okay, we'll go into another lockdown. Let's go and buy more and more food. And we can dance and we can clap on a Thursday night during the second lockdown. What the hell is going on? I'm frustrated. Here's one thing I will say right now. This government and any other government will not remove my personal happiness. I will plan and utilise the time like I did on the previous lockdown, and I will do something great like I did on the previous lockdown. If you cannot control this, don't be oppressed. Control your mind. Avoid the endless repetition mantras that are designed to keep you under control. And over the next 4, 6, 8 weeks or more, because it will be more, remember, Boris Johnson and the government are no longer running this country. It's being run by the opinions of scientists whose lives this does not affect. These are shocking times. Shocking times. And we may have to wait until the next free vote to bring in free thinkers that can really think and solve problems instead of trying to run from problems and hoping the problem will go away when we run away. Another lockdown will solve nothing. It delays the inevitable. I'm shocked and I'm horrified. I'm shocked and I'm horrified that we have allowed this oppression and destruction and dictatorships to enter into our democratic psyche and society.